Well, good evening, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, I just don't even want to think about it without you guys. Let me start off with an apology. I was doing a live stream in the workshop there, and I got a troll in there that, with all the stuff that's going on in the world, the fact that we have now over 60,000 people that have lost their lives. You know, Peoples Aguilar, who gave me this mask right here, thoughts and prayers to him. Oh, hold on, let's go open for business here. See, look, I'm just so messed up that it's, there we go, open for business, that I'm just getting out of order with things. But what is wrong with so many people? Okay, I have not, yes, I mess with Philly 500 Jones Draft, but I also mess with, Skins Fan All Day and Ed Oliver and Cole Pizzle. That's what we do. But it's all in jest. It's in fun. But some of you guys, it's just straight hate. It's just straight, I just don't know what it is. But I'm sitting there doing my live stream last night, and some of you guys, I'm just like, what is wrong with you? I'm getting people that are talking about me kissing my father on the mouth and stuff like that. I'm just like, yo, what is up? I mean, you guys seem to be extra salty. Is it about the CD Lamb? Is it really bothering you guys that much? Because y'all seem worse than usual. I mean, I've seen you guys in the basement. I've seen you guys have crushing defeats before, but I don't know that I've ever seen anything quite like this. This is ridiculous. And it's crazy. So today, Emily Ann, it's amazing here because you gotta understand, everybody out there. It's nothing personal against us. It's business. Dan Orlovsky, nobody gives a rat's ass about unless he says something ridiculous, like Quincy Carter and the Dallas Cowboys went to the Super Bowl. We all know, because they pounded in our head, that we haven't been to the Super Bowl since 1995, and we got 3 playoff wins. Yet this idiot, and you look like, he knows Quincy Carter did not go to a Super Bowl. A guy who's got 16 wins in his career. He knows. But they put him up to saying that because he knows people are going to be watching that. That shit will go viral. And that's what ESPN has turned into. Can we say something so off the wall? Can we put some idiots up there and they will get results? So just don't fall for the bait. But here's this guy over here. They had him on the Fan today, okay? And he's going off on Dak Prescott. Now, here's what you got to understand. Spinning. When you have something that makes you look bad, what you do is you throw it back on the other guys. You change the subject. You deflect. So let's go through here. I just want to go through here, and I want you to listen to a little bit of this, okay? This is crazy.
People are angry. People are pissed, but then they start to think about it, and I'm not sure whether Jalen Hurts was the right pick or not. The fact that it was in the second round, if it was in the third round, people would have still complained. What are you taking a quarterback for? I go back and forth on whether it was.
Hold up. Now, see, if he was still there in the third round, I'd have no problem with the Cowboys taking him, because you look at it and say, we got Cooper Rush. And now our center's gone. If something happens to Dak, okay, I mean, we've been very fortunate that he has not gone down in 4 years. The Eagles, on the other hand, they can't say that about Carson Wentz. So the fact that they took a guy, I'm not sure it was as bad as they think. But let's go ahead and listen some more.
It's a good pick, but whether it wasn't a good pick, whether it's going to hurt Carson Wentz, I don't think it's going to hurt Carson Wentz. I'd be more worried about your quarterback than yours.
See, there it is, right there. Spin. Whether it hurts Carson, but I'd be worried about your quarterback. This conversation wasn't about us. We know about our quarterback. We try to get information on you. So go on.
About the Eagles quarterback, because he's not good enough, and I hope Jerry Jones gives him $50 million a year to really screw up their salary cap. So, the people here are a little angry. There's complaining, but that's what you know it, and everybody knows it. That's what sports talk radio is. They want something to complain about, and that's it. And we don't know, and I don't know. And the thing that I question is Jalen Hurts is a good athlete. I don't think it's kind of shortly after they made the pick, and I was surprised. Somebody texted me the pick before they made it, and I said, "No, really? Is this what they did?" So I was surprised. However, I started thinking about, and it's a guy that's going to be used somewhat this first year, like the Saints use Taysom Hill. He's a good runner. He ran for 1,300 yards, but as a quarterback, as a passer, I'm not sure about him yet. But Carson Wentz is going to be the quarterback. They don't have a contract problem. They don't have any kind of issues. They don't have a quarterback that's undecided about what.
Oh, here we go again. Spin time. Oh, Carson Wentz is our quarterback, and there's here we go. Let's
what he's going to do with the football once he drops back. They don't have a quarterback that can't really read defenses that well. They don't have a quarterback that's not accurate like a team in Dallas. They don't have that guy. So I'm just looking at that guy, and we'll worry about the pick later and see what they do. I just hope they have camp.
Yeah, I got $40 million that have a camp.
Yeah. And so that's where we are with this stuff. You coming into my house, we asking you about your guy. You're not really answering the question. You're trying to deflect and spin it towards us. But you still didn't answer the damn question. Because here's what I honestly think. If you listen to the talking heads out there, the Max Kellermans and stuff, and the cow turds, they'll say you can't win a Super Bowl with a quarterback that's paid. That nobody wins after a quarterback gets the big contract. And if you buy into that philosophy, you look and say, well, Carson Wentz has been paid and he's already been injured a lot, then let's go ahead and get this new guy. We've got 4 years before we need to pay him. Let's roll the dice with Carson Wentz, coach him up a little bit, and we'll see what he has. And if he's got, similar value as far as Carson Wentz, if I can get this guy dirt cheap as opposed to this guy who stays hurt, maybe I need to be looking right here. And I think that's actually the rationale. And I think some of you Eagle fans are so enamored with the idea that the Eagles traded up to get this guy that you prop him up higher than what he may actually be. Yes, I get it. His sophomore year, after they were in the basement, had a fourth-place schedule. They snuck up on people. People weren't worried about the Eagles because the Giants, coming off of beating the Dallas Cowboys 2 times and having the buzz of a Super Bowl team, even though they didn't have an offensive line, everybody was thinking it was the Giants, Super Bowl. And then they were looking at the Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys after 2016 season, they made the playoffs. They were focused on our two. We were the game that they circled on there. And until about the middle of the season, when the Eagles were winning, people didn't think of them as that threat. They snuck up on people. And Carson Wentz played great in that fourth-place schedule and got injured week 13. And Nick Foles came through, boom. And this still was the newness of the Eagles system. But when he came back, he wasn't that good. Let's be honest now. 2018, you guys would have made the playoffs if it wasn't for Nick Foles. Nick Foles was the glue that put that team back together and held it together. Because Carson Wentz was 5-6. And then that was 2 years in a row that he got hurt. Now, I know this year you keep saying that, well, Carson Wentz didn't have any weapons to throw to. He didn't have anybody out there. But I can say that he didn't have the cream of the crop of wide receivers, although he had one hellacious running back to throw to out of the backfield. And he did have two really good tight ends, and arguably maybe the best tight end in football. And tight ends are as much, if not more valuable than wide receivers, because I look at the latest Super Bowl teams, and be it Kelsick or be it Zach Ertz or be it Gronk, those guys are all winning Super Bowls. I didn't see the Antonio Browns out there or the Julio Jones winning Super Bowls, so those guys are kind of important too. I get all that, but the crazy thing is Carson Wentz, who do you blame the fumbles on? The second most fumbles in the NFL last year, behind a rookie by one. So, and you look throughout his career, is that because of the talent that wasn't around him? You got to have questions about Carson Wentz. And I think that's why you Eagle fans are so butthurt. And I dare say, Carson Wentz is now looking in the rearview mirror. Because I don't think Jalen Hurts came there to sit on the bench. Every football player wants to be out on that field. And buddy, Carson Wentz, you better be looking behind you. Yeah. So, with that being said, I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to get me something to eat. And I got one more rack to put together. And then when Michael gets here, we got to get all these things packed up and shipped out for the mailman. Whew. The work never ends. All right. I'll see you guys.